everyone, it's Stephanie with the Mermaid Trading Post, and today we are going garage sailing. It is a beautiful sunny day in Florida, absolutely gorgeous outside, lots and lots of garage sales. I can't even believe how many I came across today. I did have a plan this time, and I mapped out a bit that I found on Facebook and Craigslist and made a route. So we had plenty to go to, and actually my dad came with me this time, which was really nice to have him with me. He used to love going to garage sales and flea markets and estate sales and all of this with me, but it's been quite a while. So now that I started the little vintage booth and I'm looking for stuff to resell, it gives us a purpose to go hunting for stuff. And so he decided to come along with me today, which made me really, really happy. And this first one didn't really have many things, lots of clothes and tools, so didn't get anything there. This next one, we have this weird statue with naked human forms. I don't know. It was $5. I was hoping maybe it was mermaids or something, but they had legs, so I passed on that. And there were some cute little glasses and vases over here, but I think they're pretty modern. The colors were fun though. I would have considered maybe grabbing them just to add some color to my booth, but we already have a lot of pink and purple vases to begin with. And this table had just some random things. That plastic thing right there, I think that's a file holder. I used to use something like that to type on when I worked for a newspaper. We would copy and paste oh gosh, what were they called? They were like affidavits, and we would type them into a computer, and I remember having one of those to hold the paper upright. So that brought back some memories. I also thought these little napkin rings were cute, but I already have a few napkin rings and I'm not sure if they sell very well, so I didn't grab those. And there was a lot of just, I don't know, odds and ends, a lot of electronic stuff, just things that I'm not really looking for, a lot of cookware. And apparently this was some sort of photo frame he was explaining to me. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but it was pretty fun colors, but you know, didn't think it was too exciting. Now this box my dad found, and it was only $1. I don't even remember what it said on the back of it, but for $1, I thought it was really pretty. It has the beautiful flowers, the 3D flowers, and it was only $1, so I had to grab that. The guy who was running the sale actually said that he was cleaning out his house and he grabbed that little glass bowl dish thing from his mom's dresser, so I thought that was pretty cool that she didn't want it anymore, and we snatched it right up. I also saw this really cute frame with seashells, and if you saw my last video, I'm trying so hard to stop buying picture frames. Spoiler alert, I bought a ton today, actually more of like open frames instead of ones that you could put pictures in. I just kept finding great deals. They're so hard to pass up, so sometimes I literally just can't help myself. Now this was interesting. I caught this right away. This is a guillotine paper trimmer, and it's apparently an older one. I'm not really familiar with the model. However, it looked to be in decent condition, and for $5 I had to grab it. I also make greeting cards and I do a lot of paper crafting, and usually those guillotine trimmers run $75 to $100, so I thought that was a really, really good deal. I will let you know once I test it if it actually works well or not. I don't think those blades can be replaced. I'm actually not positive. And I love these cute little white shelves. They just kind of hang on the wall, and I figured those would make really good displays for my shop, so I did grab those. There were a bunch of shoes in here. Not anything I really noticed at first because I was staring at this little pink stool, but I thought $25 was extremely high. So I obviously didn't grab that. And then I don't know if you caught it, but there was a tiny little seahorse sticker. I think we should play a game. I think anytime you guys see something nautical, especially if I miss it, you should comment below and let me know what I didn't grab. Anything with seahorses or mermaids or seashells, that should be what I'm looking for. And you know, sometimes I just miss things, but I wasn't going to grab a sticker off the table anyway. I wasn't really sure what that book was. It looked old, but I don't really know anything about books. And there was a little bit of glass collection down here, nothing that looked too fancy, nothing I thought I had to grab or look at, so I passed those up. And just really weird random things up here. I still don't even know what I'm looking at. What is that, an egg tray? I was at a golf club. I was very excited to find this basket for $1 and I carried it around with me for a bit. I set it down while I was looking at some other stuff. I went to go pay and the lady told me it wasn't for sale. How is that not for sale? Apparently her daughter wanted it, so she stole it out of my hands and kept it. Here there was a little dish. I don't know, it looked to be not in great condition. Otherwise I might have taken a better look at that just because I love that blue color. And then this wardrobe caught my eye. However, $125. It's so small, I don't even think it's considered a wardrobe. It's just a tiny little hall closet. I don't know, too much money. Although it was very pretty. And then these were really cool. So these are the, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, I'm going to get yelled at, the Ollivanders wands, and they are from Harry Potter, and they're actually used at Universal when you go through the Harry Potter world. They're interactive. You can use them and wave at different statues and signs, and they come to life, and it's this really cool thing you could do. I just thought they were awesome because I love wands. However, 40 a piece was incredibly high. Oh, I love these spiky boots. Oh my gosh. 40 was way too high, and she was willing to negotiate. She ended up calling her daughter, who said she would do both for 55. However, I ended up looking them up on eBay and they were only selling for about 25 each, so I would have actually lost a couple dollars if I tried to resell them. So I ended up leaving the wands behind. That lamp was kind of cool. I don't know, I try to stay away from lamps as well, especially because it's hard to be able to test them at a sale like this. And I thought this cute little utensil holder was adorable. There's a ton of ornaments. Actually, a lot of sales I went to today. I saw a bunch of Christmas ornaments. And then that vase was really cute, but I believe it said made in China. There was also some nice baskets over here and some plates, but again, nothing that I thought was worth grabbing, nothing that really caught my attention. I've been trying to be a little bit more picky about what I buy. Spoiler alert, that didn't work. I ended up buying a ton of stuff today, but I am trying. I'm mentally just trying to tell myself, don't grab it unless you really need it. And sometimes it works, and sometimes, you know, it gets the best of me and I just find pretty shinies and grab them. Over here it looks like there was some sort of like camping equipment, scuba diving, flippers, I don't know. Some blankets. I would feel weird buying linens at a garage sale. You know, little doilies and such, sure, little tablecloths maybe, but blankets, even clothes. I'm fine with clothes for whatever reason, but blankets kind of freak me out. More picture frames, had to stay away from those, although the one that said love in pink was pretty cute. I did not grab that. Now, this sale was right next door. There happened to be a couple houses on the street. I actually ran into that a lot today. A lot of the sales I went to, there were 2 or 3 houses in the neighborhood. Again, there were just so many people. It was a beautiful day. I don't blame them. If I had a nice little house with a nice little yard, I probably would have been sitting around selling things as well. I love it. I just love that there were so many. This rack is super cute, this red one. However, red's not really a color that I use in my shop very often. I could have painted it, but I didn't feel like it was worth the trouble. But this little vintage, what do you call it? I don't know, shadow box. It had 3 little shelves inside, and the lady wanted $5. She kind of almost talked herself out of it, and her friend was like, look, we're trying to sell things. We're trying to move things. Let it go for $5. So I grabbed that. Now this was interesting. They had a little RV for sale, and I had to take a look at it just because I find these so fascinating. There was an entire bedroom, which is pretty rare to see in these, at least I thought. I ended up talking to my dad about it, and he said that's actually kind of common in these because they're not the motorhomes. They're not the one that have an engine that you drive around. They actually attach to the back of a truck. Therefore, they're able to have a lot more inside of them. So I assume those boost fold down into an extra bed, and I love that it had a full-size bathroom. Again, I'm used to seeing RVs and things like that with little tiny showers and half toilets. I don't know what a half toilet is. I made that up. But everything in here seemed pretty full size. The only thing is it smelled really, really bad. You can tell they were trying to clean it out. It looked like maybe they had put some new appliances in here. I don't know what type of condition it was beforehand, but the smell was so strong that I think it was probably pretty bad. And they wanted $18,000, which again, I thought was a good deal until I found out that you have to attach it to a truck. It doesn't drive on its own. So I was like, maybe not such a great deal. Now that foosball table my dad was interested in, but they wanted $100 and it was also very, very small. I don't know what he would have done with it anyways. So we passed on that. And then I saw some beautiful more Christmas ornaments, really pretty colors. I don't know if they were vintage or not. Again, I don't really, I don't really deal with, you know, Christmas or holiday themed items very often. So I definitely passed up all of the ornaments, even though some of them were really, really, really cute. I just didn't think I had a need for them. There was also a crock pot here, which was kind of tempting because I've always wanted one, but I feel like I would probably do a little bit more research before buying something like that. I don't know what they were asking for it anyways. And here there were a bunch of random cups, nothing too unique looking, just some random cups. Here's a little angel statue. He was $10. I thought he would be super heavy, but he was very lightweight. I don't know if he was made out of foam. And then I like this little plant stand, but again, I go for a lot of whites and pastels, so I figured the black would be a little bit too dark for my booth. And again, I'm you know, been a little bit too lazy to repaint things, so I try to buy things as is. I don't have to do a lot of work on them, otherwise I'll end up just stacking stuff and never ever using them. That jewelry box was cool, but I think it was made out of cardboard. And there were some interesting things here, some cute little pieces of furniture, the cute goldfish. I love the goldfish, but he wanted $10. I don't think that's out of the question, considering I bought a few brass pieces recently for $5 each. They were about half of that size, but still for $10, I didn't think there was much resale value in that for me. That little flamingo chair is actually super cute, but the prices at this garage sale were actually extremely high. I'll try to see if I can point some of the price tags out as I remember what they were, because it's probably going to be a little bit hard to tell on camera. However, I did find out that he used to own a store. So that little perfume bottle was $18. I loved that, but I could not justify spending $18. These little baskets were really neat, but $30 for the pink and blue one. Again, just completely out of my price range for a resale value. But he did used to own an antique shop. We ended up talking. He was actually really nice. And I ended up getting this cranberry set here, the cranberry diamond, patterned everything. There was the butter dish, which he said that alone was worth $40, and he was right. I looked it up. That one was selling for about $40, and I got all the goblets. I believe I paid $50 for the whole set, which I thought was a pretty fair deal. I think I could double or possibly triple my price on those. I'll show them better in a haul video. And I also ended up getting that little teacup with a spoon. This mermaid was cute, but for $5 again, that's probably about what I would sell it for if it was in my shop. And I think I ended up getting the teacup for free. Yeah, he wanted $3, which I thought was a great deal, even though it wasn't marked. It had the little spoon, and I rarely see those. I saw one at the last garage sale I was at, and she was asking, oh gosh, 20, 30 for it, I believe. So since this one wasn't marked, it's probably not worth that much, but I still liked it. And I love this little chair, but again, $25, just too high, way too high, way too high. I even like the little bird cage. I believe that was also around 20, 25, and the little metal one was 10, but again, too dark of a color for what I'm looking for. And yeah, he ended up being really nice. We talked a bit. He used to own an antique shop. He said he still has the itch to buy and sell stuff, and I told him I completely understand. I'm the same way. And we were talking about different flea markets that we used to go to that are gone now. This set was really cute too, but again, $24. Oh, just too much. But he was talking about another flea market that he likes that I also like, but it's about 3 hours away. So nowhere I'll be going anytime soon, but if I do, of course, I will film it for you guys. It's one of the only ones left around here. Four of my favorites closed all within the past year and a half. Now the neighbor had a few items as well, lots of tools and nothing really that I have any interest in, but I figured I would just take a quick look and see. Oh my gosh, there's a little lizard running around, and I kind of liked that sign, but I didn't really ask about it. It wasn't anything super special, although it was cute. And he had a whole table of DVDs, which he proudly told me were $1 each, and CDs, but you know, I'm not in the market for those right now, so definitely had to pass those up. And here we have some more random items. I like these little pots with the palm trees. I did not ask how much they were though. I wasn't really sure if they would be something that I would want to put in my booth. Again, I'm trying to stick to very pastel stuff, and even though they're white and green, it's not like they're, you know, like a dark brown or a dark black. I thought they were maybe a little bit too old-fashioned in style to go along with like the shabby chic nautical stuff. So I left those behind. There's also that cute little glass carousel, and I can't believe I missed that starfish dish. You see that little starfish dish? I literally missed it. I would have grabbed it for sure. I love this little piggy bank, but not really the aesthetic I'm going for. And this little covered dish was cool, but almost positive that is modern, meant to look vintage. There's an urn, I believe. I'm not sure. And this was really pretty, but not not what I'm looking for. And the box was cute, but it was all scratched up, so I didn't grab that either. There was a bunch of plastic containers in here and a little magazine rack. And over here we have a ton of books. Now this sale was actually kind of cool. I first looked at the books because there were a lot of people standing on the other side, but then once I walked over to this side, the lady came and told me that everything was a quarter. Almost everything. She had another table with dollar stuff, but I honestly probably wouldn't have grabbed so much, but for 25 cents, I mean, come on, that is literally so cheap. I figured worst case scenario, I can sell the items for $1 or $2 and easily make profit. So I grabbed a bunch of stuff. I don't know if you'll see me pick them up in this video because I think I stopped filming and then walked back over and was like, oh my gosh, I need to grab everything. I did grab this cute little LaFleur, I think they're called. I don't know what they're called. Again, not my colors, but so pretty for 25 cents. Who would pass that up? And I did grab this cup as well. It did not have the matching saucer, but it was pretty, and it's pastel, and it has like the little iridescent colors inside, the iridescence. I love that. And then I think as I was wandering down here, we started to get closer to the dollar section. The dollar section starts right here after the makeup. So the cards were all a quarter, but I make my own greeting cards. So I was just taking a quick look to see if there was anything I could use in here. And as you'll tell, the footage is slowed down a tiny bit. In parts where I'm going really slow, it's probably a bit noticeable, but there were a lot of moments while recording where I was just walking so quickly. I didn't want to be completely jarring for you guys. Speaking of jar, I absolutely grabbed this little owl for $1. Again, it's modern, but it's cute, and I could fill it with stuff, maybe fill it with buttons or little crafting supplies or jewelry and sell it for more, or just keep it as is because, you know, everybody likes a little glass owl, I'm sure. There's some random purses over here. I would consider some purses, but they have to be extremely adorable. They have to be very shabby chic or vintage looking for me to grab them. And I was fooled a couple times. I saw a few, but none of them, they were actually like super modern. They were like dollar store stuff that was meant to look vintage. And I love fake flowers. I use them for so many different things. I use them on my greeting cards, my mermaid hair clips. I use them as displays in the shop. I just picking out a couple pretty ones and putting them in vases just for decor. And I believe most of those bags were $1.50 to 50 cents. So I grabbed all of them for $3.50. Definitely well spent. One of these little bunches might have been $1 at the dollar store. So to get these bags full of scraps was nice because, again, they're not scraps to me. They're absolutely still usable. I love these purple ones down here. Very pretty. I'm not sure what I'll end up doing with the more fall colored ones, but the purples and yellows, 100%. I think I left a little bag behind. I wish I went back and grabbed it, but I got most of them. I got most of the bags. My hands were getting full. I like these little bottles with the roosters, but I'm not really going for a country vibe. I am very much considering, if my booth does well, to either get a second booth within the same store or maybe go to a different store and see if I could rent a space where I could do more traditionally vintage items, and that way, you know, I don't have to worry about sticking to a specific color theme. Oh my gosh, these dolls were gorgeous. I don't know very much about dolls. My mom used to collect them though. She had a huge collection. We ended up selling all of them off except for one. I kept one of her giant baby dolls from the 60s that she really loved. But all the porcelain ones we ended up selling. And then here, there was a bunch of costumes, which really took me back. I used to own a thrift store. I owned a thrift store for a decade, and I'm laughing at the one with the butt sticking out. At one point, I bought an entire warehouse full of costumes from a store that closed down, and we could not get rid of them. I mean, I sold a lot. I definitely made a ton of money, but the ones that were left over, we were trying everything. We were taking them to flea markets. I was putting them on online marketplaces. I got to a point where I was selling them for $1 a piece, and then ended up just selling giant cardboard boxes full for a few dollars a piece at one point because we were overrun by costumes. This little dish was cute, but it said Badcock. Again, it's really hard to tell if that's modern or vintage, but my dad found this beautiful swan. I didn't really care how old that was. I just thought it was beautiful. You didn't get a really good look at it, but it was like that pastel corally color, and it was only $3. And here, I don't have the audio footage because I promised them I wouldn't record the people here, but he tried to throw the bird as a joke, and they were like, no, 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 don't throw it. And he's like, oh, I'm just trying to see if it can fly. And then this box had a bunch of molds. They use them for soap. I use these a lot in the boxes that I turn into jewelry boxes, as well as the books that I make look vintage and distressed. However, she wanted $5 a mold. I tried to get a good deal on the entire box. She ended up adding them up piece by piece and said it would have been $210, and the best she could do was $190. So I was like, wow, a $20 discount if I buy the whole box. I was hoping for at least half price, maybe $1 a piece, but she would not budge. So I ended up just picking out four. I ended up picking 4 that I liked, which would have been 20, and she gave them to me for 15. So I was very happy with that. I'll try to show those. I will show those in the haul that I do, I'm sure. But I grabbed the fish one, and then there was another like mermaid. There was like 2 mermaid seahorse themed ones and one with little flowers. So I did end up getting a couple, but I did not get the entire box. There's some records over here. I don't know too much about records, so I didn't even bother going through them. However, I know there's a decent market for used records. I actually have a friend who owns a little shop, vinyl shop, and he does pretty well. Now these I didn't immediately think were salt and pepper shakers because I couldn't see the holes on top, but when I asked the gentleman, he said they were, and I looked closer and they did have the little holes. So that was only $1. They were pink and green. I have a lot of pink and green items in my booth, and I just love those. Even if those don't sell, I don't mind keeping them because I think it's a cute little color combo. Now here we had some of these mugs, but that one was made in Japan. So I'm pretty sure the ones made in Germany are the ones that sell for more, but as cute as the deer were, and they were made in Germany, I didn't ask how much they were because they don't really go with my aesthetic. I feel like I'm saying that so much. I feel like I probably could pick up a lot more items if, again, I had a second booth or somewhere else to sell things. Now, this gravy bowl is my aesthetic, and it's false graph, and that is very hit or miss. Sometimes they're worth a lot of money, sometimes they're not, but he gave me the gravy bowl for $2, so I didn't want to pass that up. I figured worst case scenario I could sell it for $5, but I think it's worth a little bit more than that. Now this garage sale was kind of funny because they had signs everywhere. I'm not gonna lie, I pretended like I read them and I didn't, but then once I started walking around and realized nothing had prices on it, I decided to go back and reread the sign to make sure I wasn't missing anything, and it did say that you can grab whatever you want, bring it up to them and make an offer. They would haggle a bit with you. They might have to look up some items online as a starting point, but they were pretty much open to offers. So I did grab these little candle holders. They were made in China. Don't think they're anything worth anything. And I grabbed that little pink vase, even though I said I had a lot of pink vases. I thought it was pretty cute. And a few other items, I'll point to them when I see them, or I'll call them out when I see them. And that little flower vase I got right there. And this blue one I end up picking up in the back. You'll see in a second. It was very mermaidy colored. I think there was 5 items in total. I offered her $5 and she said absolutely sure. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. Again, nothing really worth much. Paid $1 a piece. Maybe you could sell them $5 a piece. I just thought they were pretty. They're cute little filler objects to make the booth look nice. Here's where I went back to reread the sign to make sure I didn't ask a stupid question. But yeah, basically what I said, make an offer. They might have to haggle a bit, but they were open to offers. There was a bunch of stuff laying on the ground. This was a little bit, not later in the day, but maybe like 2 to 3 hours after the sale started. So I'm sure a lot of stuff went already. I did like these magazine racks, but I didn't grab any of them because I have a couple already. And if I did grab a few of those, I probably would have wanted to repaint them anyways. And I resist the urge to grab the photo frames. I know I've been grabbing so many. Sometimes I still can't help myself, but those, I'm proud of myself. I left behind. Thought these little plates were cute, but I think they were metal. Nothing super interesting. There was a wreath, a little autumn themed wreath. Just, I don't know, completely random stuff. There were little purses over on this side, some golf clubs, a box of fabric scraps. I don't even know, ribbon. I didn't even bother digging through there. And I'm not sure what these are. I don't know if they were from a kitchen, like kitchen cabinets, like the front, you know what I mean? Like the doors and the drawer fronts. They look cool. If I was looking for something like that, I probably would have asked because they seem to be in pretty good condition. This little vase was cute, but I ended up not picking it up. And there was a nice candelabra holder. I don't know what that spiky ball is. I imagine it lights up. A bin of toys. Some cute little wall hangings. Care Bears. The family sign. I don't know, just cute stuff, but again, nothing that I was looking for. And I also resisted the urge, even though I tried to pick up that frame. I was like, leave it, don't touch it, put it back. Put down the frame. Now this basket I saw, I kind of passed it up at first because I wasn't sure if it was for sale. Very often people have things as displays for their own garage sale, and I wasn't positive that it was for sale, so I just decided to keep looking. And she did tell me that everything beyond this point was handmade items, so they were not garage sale prices, but everything else at the front, like on the driveway part, was garage sale prices, even though nothing was really marked. So I did take a quick look just because I was curious about what she was making. And then that's when I decided to ask about the basket. She did make it herself, which I think is pretty neat. She wanted $25, which I think is justifiable. But for me, definitely not a price I was willing to pay for that. I mean, I could probably find those baskets for $1 a piece and make my own if I really, really wanted. I was more thinking along the lines of using that as a display piece in my shop. So I did pass. And the soaps were really cute. She also had a bunch of these insulated cups that she was working on. And that box, I kind of go by quickly. I don't end up capturing footage of it, but I do go back and look, and that's all scrapbook paper, which, spoiler alert, I bought all of it. Got a good deal. Tell you about that in the haul. And this box also had a few random crafty things. I feel like if I got here earlier in the day, there would have been a lot more. But this little sticker bag was $2. And even though I already have a ton of stickers with the alphabet, I did see a couple random pieces in there of butterflies and other cute things. So I figured for $2, it'd be fun to even just rummage through the bag one day and see what type of stuff is in there, like a little adventure of stickers. So that's it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to watch more videos. Leave a comment, let me know if you saw anything cool that you would have grabbed, and I will have the haul video either later this week or next week where I show you a lot of the items I ended up purchasing. Again, there were so many and I had so much footage, I decided to split them up into 2 videos, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!